Hey everybody, welcome back to Got Objections Lead Gen TV Episode 2. I'm Nick Baldwin. I got my trusty co-host with me today. It's Taylor Crespo from
Hey,
Virginia
how's
Beach.
everyone doing?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Aaron Wittenstein was home with a tummy ache today.
He's a big baby anyways. No one wants to see him on TV anyways.
So listen, I want to introduce our next guest, who's an awesome agent down in Florida. Last year, 2014, she did $19 million and sold 105 homes. I think that's rock star status. Let's introduce everyone to Cece Underwood, everyone.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your
All right.
birthday.
We had to play that for Cece because it's her favorite song.
Cece can't get enough of 50.
Cece, thanks for being here. It's awesome. I know
Love me some
you're
50.
selling a lot of houses. Thanks for being here, Cece. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Cool, cool. Hey, so let's start off the conversation. I want to know, before you got into real estate, you were a neuromuscular therapist. That's a really hard word to say. So why don't you explain to us, how you transitioned from that, which is the complete opposite to selling real estate. How'd that happen for you?
Contrary to my entire personality, because I'm touching people all day and I don't even like to hug people. So it was really different, and I saw a commercial on TV. I was getting tired because I would actually work on pro football players and different athletes. So I was on the table because they're 250, 300 pounds, and I'm 120, so I'd have to stand and put their legs on my body and in order to move, and I just got burned out. So I saw the commercial on TV to get into real estate. It looked fast and cheap, so I did it.
That does actually sound a lot like real estate now that I think about it. No, I'm totally kidding. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the market is like down there? Are you in a buyer's market? Are you in a seller's market? How are things going for you?
Pretty stable right now. We've gone through a lot with all the investors buying property. It, moved us into a seller's market pretty fast and heavy. And then just this past summer, we had another shift, and it's been very stable since August, September. And the builder prices are going up, but resales are just kind of stagnant right now.
So you have a lot of new construction then?
Yes.
And so how much of your business is new construction?
Not a lot. I would say it's maybe 10% of our business.
Okay.
As far as on the buy side, we had an opportunity to do a closeout neighborhood for a builder who had 5 properties. We closed it out for him, all of them. So that was a nice opportunity we had.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about, if you're not working with builders, and a lot of the stuff is new construction, what type of homes are you selling? Are you selling single-family homes? Are you selling older homes? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your inventory looks like usually?
Usually we are working townhomes, single-family homes. So we do have new construction, but anything from $75,000 to over $1 million. I really don't have a niche market. I'm about turn and burn, and I like to take things that sell. So if it's a sellable listing, that's what I'm going after.
Nice. Okay, so your price range, you're not focusing on luxury specifically. You got listings all over the map pretty much. So you're, on an even playing field.
You got over 1 million people that live here, and the land mass is huge. So when we talk about Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Fernandina, it's nothing for us to drive 45 minutes, to an hour. We could easily go 100, 200 miles a day just driving around Jacksonville. So it's not that big for us.
Sounds a lot like Virginia Beach, right, Taylor?
It actually sounds very similar to Virginia Beach.
Because
I
you're
can usually
driving
drive.
like 90 miles to a listing sometimes.
Okay, not 90 miles, but an hour and a half sometimes.
So enough about Taylor. Let's go back to Cece. So listen, one of the things that I love about you is your marketing, and you focus really strongly on video, and I'm a big fan of video, and every time I go on Facebook I see something new that you're doing. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the types of video marketing you do and how that helps get you listings when you're in the the listing console.
I think one of the biggest things sellers ask, I mean, it's not like people come to realtors and be like, oh, I just love you guys. So when they ask, what do you do that's different, you have to have something to actually show them what you're doing that's different. I mean, nowadays, blogging used to be good. Oh, yeah, I'll blog. Yeah, I'll put it, they group us. So video, not only just for our team, we had a videographer come in that did our entire team just specific. This is what we do. This is our team concept. This is why you need a buyer specialist and a listing specialist. This is why you need an agent on your side going new construction. And it's giving that person-to-person interaction when there's an internet lead that comes through, when we have unresponsive leads. We're testing right now with our buyer platform people that have been unresponsive for 4 more months that are active but unresponsive. We're sending out our team videos, and we're tracking right now what's the response rate when they can actually see us and get to know us through that video.
So it's interesting that you bring that up because I recently started using BombBomb and I started sending some videos out to unresponsive web leads. I mean, I haven't seen a return yet because it's only been a couple weeks. But so you're saying that instead of sending a pre-listing packet or instead of just sending a regular email or trying to get someone on the phone the normal way, you'll send a video and it explains just everything about your team and what you do to get the home sold, and that just kind of you have a high response on that?
Well, we're just testing it, so we have about 800. Yeah, it's about 800 that have been unresponsive that are still active on the site, but they're looking at homes. We've called, we've emailed. They're just not responsive, and that doesn't mean it's a dead lead. Just means not now. So we're just putting little bits of personal information in there. So get to know me, feel my passion through the video. You can't always get that over the phone, but you can see it in the video.
As long as they don't tell you to stop, you just keep going, pretty much.
Right. That's the game.
When I watched your video recently you did about your team, I mean, it was so compelling. I'm not just saying that because you're here. I'm saying because I mean it. It was like one of the most well-done team videos. I mean, just from watching that, I probably would call you to list my house.
I mean, it's the passion. I mean, I'm not very good on the phone. I'm good face-to-face, just power objections. But it's because I'm so passionate, and they can really see that in the video. I just want to shoot stuff out of my eyeballs to people, and they see people in the team, and it's like, use me,
Yeah. I feel like one of the reasons why FSBOs have a tough time selling their houses is because they don't have the passion that we do to get the home sold and to market it in the most effective way. I mean, when it comes down to a lot of it is passion, So I think that definitely probably helps you out a lot.
Very much.
I want to just talk about how many listings you take. So in 2014, you said that you took about 8 listings a month on average, and for 2015, your goal is 15 listings a month. So what are you going to do this year that's different than last year to pretty much double the amount of listings you take every month?
So I know our team is a little different. I don't prospect for expireds, and that's one thing that we are going to change in 2015 is bring on 1 to 2 outbound ISAs. Almost every single one of our listings have been inbound come list me's, and that's really without work for us, and a lot due to our branding and radio and TV that we do. So I know we're easily going to be able to double that by adding that element of call arounds, expireds. If I can get in front of them, I'm going to close them.
Okay, so you had a really high success with people calling you specifically from your marketing. Okay, so definitely getting an ISA in place, as Taylor can tell you. He's got, how many do you have, Taylor? 4?
Well, I'm interviewing 2 more this week, which would then take me up to 6 if I hire both of them.
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely going to boost you up to 15 a month, if not more. And that covers my next question, which systems that are you going to put in place to make that happen for you? But you just answered my question. So the ISA is a great investment. I'm going to turn over to Taylor. He's got a bunch of questions about radio and TV. So let's go, Taylor. Take it away.
Hey, thank you very much, Nick. All right, Cece. Now here comes the fun questions that you're going to actually like answering, unlike Nick's boring ones. All right. Well, first off, when we're going over everything and learning more about you, we realized that your three main sources for marketing is through the radio, TV, internet, and Facebook. What exactly are some of the returns you're getting off of these, and what type of ads are you running?
Well, for the radio, what we wanted to do, because we were locked out of rate, and that's been a huge discussion on many Facebook groups, is how to do radio, should you use rate or not. And, you know, I'm always a person that says you got to do what's good for you. If you are locked out, it's not the end all be all. So just like any other successful system, you mirror and match. We looked at what the successful message was, who was doing the talking on the radio, and when it was being run. So, and just
Little technical difficulty, but that's okay.
Yeah.
She'll come
broke
back.
it down. So it was an endorsement. We had to have someone trusted in our market sources. The message. I see Taylor.
Yeah, you're good. Oh, you're back. Good. Okay.
Yeah.
You might have to repeat that entire answer.
All right. Well, we're having a technical difficulty here
Awesome.
with Cece.
You know what? You know what I get?
We'll just chat. So we're good now?
Yeah.
Cece, maybe you should upgrade your internet.
Oh, you're back.
We're on high-speed Comcast Xfinity.
There you go. You're good. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right.
We're on a
so
$0 budget, people.
This is good.
Okay, so let's
So
talk a little
what
bit
is
about. Go back to the radio. Whatever you were just saying, I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, it cut out right around when you were talking about mirror matching and creating the other systems.
So the mirror and matching, what other successful agents were doing who were in programs that have high-profile endorsers, what we did is took that on a local level. So we still maintain the guarantee, the 60-day guarantee,
Okay.
which is that's basically the message, and then we have a local, to me, has proven to be a very, very big deal for the radio, because people have followed them for 20 years in our local market. And like I said, people don't trust realtors, so if it was my voice up there saying, call me, people are on the other end going, yeah, right. But
Okay.
if this guy says it, hands down, they call me
So you get your
all the time. And
customers.
so
You get your clients to do that.
no, we get the local person to endorse us. So for us right now, it's a sportscaster. He's been in Jacksonville 20, 30 years.
Nice.
Everyone knows his name. Everyone listens to his sports talk radio show in the morning. So I took an opportunity in sports talk radio versus NPR, which was triple the price for me. And it's, you know, I'm that big corporation, so I'm going cheap and biggest bang for my buck.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And how many ads are you normally running a month through the radio?
I would say probably around 40. It comes out around 40 a month. So, and
40.
we have the live endorsement 3 days a week.
Okay.
See, oh wait, so you have the DJ actually reading the copy.
Oh yeah, he just basically ad-libs every day. He's like,
That is so
CC,
cool.
call her, that's my girl, she's gonna sell your house. I mean, he gets into it. I've met him. I mean, he's all about it on his lives, and it changes, but the commercial is a quick 30-second.
I love it.
So when you're running these internet and Facebook ads are you looking for buyers or sellers?
We do both. So for sellers, we run the What's My Home Worth page, and then we also run our Homes for Heroes ad looking for hero sellers. And those are typically longer term. You have to cultivate those usually 4 to 6 months out from selling. The buyers, we use open house, we use, you know, any of our new listings to get them sign up on the web page, and they're about the same, about 3 to 6 months out if they're really good.
Okay. And what type of conversion rate are you seeing on these?
Once they're in our system, in our drip, we're averaging about 4% with the internet leads, and that's a combination of the pay-per-click with the Facebook ads.
Okay. And
I just want to interject for 1 second, Stacey. I've seen your commercials for your home seller value landing page. So that worked for you when you had the commercial and you showed the landing page on the commercial. People actually went to the website.
Which commercial? The one, my actual TV commercial that we ran, the 60-day guarantee?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we had a lot of good. Now that commercial, we had 5 sellers that are signing now.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Wow.
Okay. What's that going to cost you? Because people are going to wonder what that's going to run them, for the radio and the TV.
Every market is different. Jacksonville, even though it's a big metro market, different radio stations. So your talk radio is probably going to be your most expensive. Then you're going to have your, music radio. Sports talk radio for me was very good. They had very good ratings that competed for the number 1, number 2 spot with the news talk radio. So I would say find something similar to that, and I went direct to them. I like going in. I can record anything I want there, and I can talk to the DJs. I talk to the staff. They're always willing to boost me. I'm doing a Guggen golf tournament with all the sports people there. I mean, you just get in, and they're always wanting to do more for you. It's really cool.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like, you definitely have a lot of business that's coming to you constantly. What is the most effective time management tool that you're using to keep yourself organized throughout the day?
Very simply, Google Calendar.
Okay. It's basic. I use it myself.
Guys, it's not that hard. Google Calendar. It's free.
Color code.
Exactly.
Taylor likes to use pink.
It's one of my favorite colors.
So let's talk a little bit about your list to close, your conversion rate. Do you want to go get into that, Taylor?
Yeah. So you were mentioning that your conversion rate's right around 85, 90%. And the ones you aren't taking, it's because you're turning them down. Is that correct?
Most of them, I'm turning them down. It's typically price. If I'm turning down, it's usually price. Most of the people I meet with are motivated. They're calling me. Some people just have sticker shock, and then they'll call me a couple weeks later after it sets in the reality of what's going to move their house.
Okay.
Almost every, if they are expired and they're calling me, it's at a lower price. It's at least $10,000 from the previous agent.
Wow.
Yeah.
So for you not to take the listing, it pretty much just comes down to price. You would be willing to try to sell a property if it needed to be fully rehabbed, to sell it off to an investor as long as the person prices it right. Is that correct?
That's right. Or I won't take a smokehouse listing. If they smoke in it, I won't take it.
I was like, wait, what's that? And a $10,000 difference when your average price is $175 is a pretty substantial difference.
It is, and we're looking to increase our price point, so trying to break into that $250 range just a little bit for volume, and it's working. We've been going after higher price listings. We've taken our first $1 million+ listing, and we're marketing around that, so it's definitely coming up.
Very nice, very nice. You want to talk a little bit about ISAs, Taylor? Because you guys have that in common for sure.
Yeah, let's definitely talk a little bit about the ISAs. Most of my ISAs are all outbound. You mentioned that you have how many inbound ISAs?
Just one. She's phenomenal. So she does a little bit of outbound, but they are she's only outbound for the ones that are inbound. So they're website inquiries. If they come in our Commission Zinc site, that they're also a buyer and a seller, she's converting them. She's always asking. She's trying to set seller appointments, and she averages about 10 to 12 appointments a week for the team.
That's good. That's very good.
Wow,
for the inbound.
Yeah.
Now, when you're Is she licensed or is she unlicensed?
He's unlicensed.
Unlicensed, okay. And when you're looking to hire these outbound ISAs, what exactly are you expecting them to do, and what are the numbers you're going to be expecting them to hit per week?
I think we're going with the Lance Loken's model. The 210/40 is very realistic, but what I found is when I raise the bar for my inbound, she meets it. So her appointment goal used to be 5 a week, and then we increased it to 10, and now we're going to increase it to 15 because each time she shows she's capable.
So that's pretty unbelievable, actually, that she's hitting those marks every time you raise the bar. You mentioned your ISAs are not licensed, so I know there's a lot of talk back and forth about, you know, what's more beneficial, what can they talk about. So when your unlicensed ISAs are setting appointments, what is their general script and what information are they finding out for you so they don't, you know, cross that line?
Well, they're not giving any information about comp. So her main goal is find out, are they a Homes for Heroes candidate? Are they a buyer or seller? Can I get you in touch with our lender? And when can you meet with CC? That's it.
So they're pretty much, you know, finding out the bare bones of what they need for you, and then you ask the real hard-hitting questions. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, for us, it's just her job is to set the appointment. She qualifies them, and only by, are you ready to sell? Are you ready to sell? Are you ready to meet with CC? That's it.
Taylor, you switched up your camera angle on us there for a second.
I did.
You got a whole camera, multi-camera setup. Okay, cool. Taylor, I want to go into the Facebook questions, but you know, what else? What other questions you got for her from, you know, an ISA standpoint or like a scripting standpoint?
Scripting, I just really want to know what exactly is your hardest objection that you're getting on a daily basis, and what exactly how do you handle most of the objections you're getting?
It's hard to really, I guess, really find a hard objection because I do overcome them. Most of my objections are in person. I rarely will take objections over the phone. That's why Julie sets the appointments, because I'm so direct that it can come off as rude over the phone, but in person, they see that the directness is more passion. So every time they ask me a question, I can just fire back at them. If I think their price is too high, I can fire back at them. Any objection they have, it's quick fire answers, and that shows confidence, and they literally will just listen to anything I say, which is my perfect seller. I'm telling you to paint, they say, yes, we will do whatever you tell us to, we want to sell. And I say, thank you very much.
When you go into a listing appointment, you know, what are the what does your main consult consist of? And yeah, basically that's my question. What does your main consult consist of, and what type of comps and stats do you show them, and what type of presentation do you give them, you know, to set yourself apart?
We get asked that quite a bit. I don't have a presentation. We don't do a pre-listing packet. I'm extremely unconventional. I just pretty much bust through the door. Yeah, I mean, it works for me. I bust through the door, I walk the house, I get price out of the way first, and if we're eye to eye on price, then we move into marketing, and I never bring comps. You know?
Taylor went away, but that's okay. I guess he'll either come back or we'll finish up together. So you discuss price right off the top.
Mm-hmm. I see no reason to discuss anything else first.
You're like, okay, this is what your house is worth. You cover that, and that kind of gives you a sense of their motivation, I would assume.
Well, not just that. I mean, that's why I'm there. So I'm not going to drag it out to say, look at my pretty marketing and this is what I do, when what they really want to know is, what can you sell my home for? And then we can move into, what are you going to do to get it sold?
Right. I mean, if you bring up the price and they're like, absolutely not, then you know that they're probably not as serious as you had hoped, because they're not even open to hearing about, you know, how you can hopefully get them more, or what you could do to justify, you know, listing it at that price and have it turn out, you know, in their benefit at the end of the day.
Exactly. And most people, like I said, I'm coming in $10,000 below their last agent or around the price they were thinking almost consistently. And I'm able, to me, that's a workable number. If I'm $10,000 apart, I'm bringing them down. I'm going to show them why it's a better idea to go with my price. And they sign. I mean, I usually won't take it if it's more than $5,000 over my suggested price. I just
makes sense. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna ask you a few questions from the actual group that I have here from the Facebook group. So a couple people, you know, as we know, we got like 30 or 40 questions. But don't worry, I'm only gonna ask you like 3 or 4. Don't worry, if that many. What was your breakthrough moment that made you go from a solo agent to actually needing a team? You know, what was that moment for you, and what did it feel like?
You know, I think I put in the email to you. It was, I was pregnant, and I had a part-time job still, you know, working in the chiropractor and doing massage in my transition. And I got married, got pregnant right away, and then my husband lost his job. So that right there was my big why, just put it in full force and go mode.
No, it's a pretty, like, incredible feel-good story, you know? I mean, you really made the best of a bad situation, and then you didn't let that stop you, and you just kept going, and it seems like your most valuable asset is your marketing, because it's top-notch. I mean, like you said, you're not good on the phone. You're better in person. So what I've been noticing about a lot of top agents is they say, no, don't wear a lot of hats. You know what I mean? Do what you're good at. Like Lance Logan said it. I heard Sue Adler say it. Do what you're good at. Get people that are better than you to do, you know, what they're good at. I mean, if you're not good at being on the phone, get someone who's good on the phone. You're good at going to a listing appointment and closing, and that's what your job is. And I think that's a great model to follow. Let's talk about Homes for Heroes, because I know that's a big deal for you. What percentage of your business is that, and how long have you been doing that?
I got in the summer of 2013, so really just a year and a half, and it's about 25% of my business.
Okay, so it's a good chunk.
It's a good chunk.
Can you explain a little bit about how that brings you into the community, and what's that, you know, how that's made you a little bit more noticeable and set you apart from other agents in your, you know, in your market?
It's very important for me to be known as not just a good agent, but a professional agent across the board to other realtors, to assistants, to the community, and it's important for me to help others see that realtors are good and we're giving, and this is just a part of what we do. It's not just who we are, mothers and have families and do so much more. So this is a perfect platform, and there's so much we can do. I mean, it's probably half of Jacksonville with the people that this employs. I mean, almost everyone could benefit.
Oh, yeah.
Use it. That's our in. You know, sometimes you just need a platform, and that's your in to have a source of a source and be branding. And now we're putting out a press release that local realtor gives almost $42,000 back to local heroes. It's huge, and taking that to the media.
Because we're not all bad, you know? We like to give back. Hey,
we give a lot.
I know, we do. Listen, I just want to ask you one last question. And, you know, what would be the one really great piece of advice, you know, you would give to someone starting out who ultimately, you know, sees you as them in 5 years? You know what I mean? What would be your one piece of advice for them?
I would say, even though Facebook and successful agents can be extremely addicting to find out what they're doing and what their systems are, you do need to focus on what you are good at, and not so much, you know, hey, I hear someone's doing in-office appointments and they're able to have 10 appointments a day in office. Well, I don't want to do that. You know, I feel like I need to send the home, and yes, I could increase my conversions, I can have more listings, but I'm not going to focus on what everyone else is doing. It's more about what am I good at, what can I control, and if you just stay true to yourself and what you want to do and just hit that hard, I mean, you'll be fine.
So don't let. Oh, by the way, Taylor's back from his bathroom break. Don't let. Okay. Taylor.
Hopefully they can't.
Taylor. Hi.
Okay.
Taylor. Hi. Okay. Taylor, what are you doing? So don't let people behind the computer. Don't let social media throw you off track, because some of it is smoke and mirrors. Focus on you and your business and what your end goal is, basically.
Yeah, it's good to look, it's good to know what other people are doing, but do what's good for you.
Hey Taylor, I just asked her the last question.
Perfect. Glad I was able to make it for that. Sorry about all the technical difficulties.
Yeah. Remind me never to have you on the show again, Taylor.
I kept getting kicked out of for some reason, Google doesn't like me.
No, it was fun. CC's cool like that. I think it was fun. Well, that was the last question for me, but it was advice for new young agents. But if you have a last question, go for it.
I'm not sure exactly what you did ask her before.
I asked her if she had any advice for new and upcoming agents who are looking up to her to what they should do at this point in their business to exceed and excel.
The only question I have, and I don't know if you asked it when I was going through all those technical difficulties, is, I mean, CC, you really kind of got your team up and running here pretty recently. What were the steps you did, and what was the biggest transformation from being a single agent to running a team?
I would say
leadership. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I would say just leadership growth. That's one of the biggest things that I've had to learn, is how to communicate with your team and taking on an actual growth in your leadership, even when it comes to hard questions, to firing fast, and how do you keep that balance, team leader, and being friendly with your staff. It's always a hard growing, and our team, we have a lot of turnover. So we've lost 3 agents this year, and then we've gained 3. So dealing with that and learning how to keep your team pumped up when there is turnover, it's definitely growth and leadership.
I can definitely relate to that one.
Well, going back real quick to what you said about not paying attention to what's going on around you and what other agents are saying and so on and so forth on social media. I mean, you went through some difficult times with losing a couple of buyer agents, but you know what? You're not going to share that with the world. Every team, like every company, goes through ups and downs, but you're only going to share the good, and everyone's only going to share the good anyway. So with good, there's bad, but just keep focused, keep going forward, and don't let all the excess sound get in your way, kind of thing.
Keep your personal life separate. Don't let it affect you. Just keep your foot on the gas, and it'll take care of itself.
So are you saying, Cece, that you don't have daily dance parties with your whole team then to 50 Cent?
She does.
I think around the office. I really do.
Yeah, if she says no, she's lying. Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Taylor, listen. That's how she books listings. She walks in with 50 Cent. Listen, play us out with some 50 Cent, Taylor.
All right, hold on. See, you can't throw me on the spot like that. I was going through technical difficulties.
That's okay. Listen, Cece, it was awesome to have you. You're a lot of fun. And there it is.
Many men.
There we go.
If we're gonna have technical difficulties with someone, it might as well be Cece, right?
Exactly.
That's right.
All right, listen, we all have a lot of work to do. Well, Taylor doesn't, but Cece and I do. But it was a lot of fun to have you on the show, and we're excited to play this for everyone, and I hope everyone learned a whole crap load of good stuff.
Hope so.
Then I don't know what to tell them. Thanks, Cece.
Thank you for doing this.
Hey, thank you very much, Cece.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.